Welcome back, everybody, to the Anime Goat podcast. So let's review My Adventures with Superman episode 8. Now, I'm the type of reviewer or channel that lets you guys watch the actual episode before I review it, so that's why it's a little late. But I'm the type that lets you guys get a chance to see it. If you don't have Cartoon Network or if you can't stay up that late, it comes on at 12 midnight on Thursday/Friday morning. I know a lot of us work. I work too, but I'm just crazy like that. But I know some of you don't get to see it then, and even those that aren't subscribed to Max, you have to wait until I guess Adult Swim / Toonami tonight, or just checking it later. So I'll just give you a little bit of time to check it out before I review it. But My Adventures with Superman, episode 8, 0 Day Part 1. I thought this was a phenomenal episode. I thought last week's episode was cool. I believe I gave it an 8. Mr. Mxyzptlk and the multiverse. And you know what's funny to me is that I know these episodes don't blend directly into each other. They kind of it's not like the next day or the next week. It's time lapses between episode 7 and episode 8. I mean, I guess episode 8 will flow into episode 9 because it's part 1 and that'll be part 2, but it's funny how they go through all these kind of adventures and they just go back to their normal lives like nothing happened. I just think that's always funny when the next episode they're just chilling at work like they didn't just go through multiverses and meet weird versions of themselves. So yeah, that just a little tidbit, but episode 8 furthers Superman gaining his powers. So in this episode, he's able to get his super hearing, where he can hear all the people of Metropolis and their cries for help, their calls for help, and it's wearing. You can tell it's getting to Superman or / Clark Kent that as he becomes stronger and hones his skills and gets these new abilities, there's more and more for him to do now because now he can hear the cries of help, and like he says, everyone needs help. The city needs help. The city needs him, so he feels obligated to to come and be the hero of that city. A lot of this is paralleling, or I should say, a lot of Spider-Man parallel Superman, Superman parallel Spider-Man. So a lot of stuff that happens in the Spider-Man universe seems to be mirroring what's going on here, or vice versa, because Superman came first. But it's a lot of with all these great abilities comes a lot of responsibilities for him, or so he feels. So anyway, so he's saving everybody, and of course Vicky Vale. So we're getting some more Gotham crossover. I'm hoping that they wait a while before any kind of Batman inclusion into the My Adventures with Superman arcs. I want them to kind of keep them separated for a while, but Vicky Vale comes and she's trying to get a report on Superman. Jimmy and Lois Lane are trying to help her get some information on Superman, where they're trying to kind of paint him as a bad guy, and they're trying to give her interviews with people that have really had some interaction with him and know that he's a really good guy. So that plays a part of this episode. We get we basically get at the beginning. Matter of fact, I breezed through that, but I'm not going to do a play by play. But Task Force X is unleashed. The General and Amanda Waller let these guys out that they captured and let them out of the underground bunker they're in or whatever. So it's Livewire, I think Rough House, was it Silver Banshee, Slade / Deathstroke, and I think Heatwave and Parasite. Yeah, Heatwave and Parasite. So they're all out now, and they're on their way to try to capture Superman. The General wants Superman because he feels like he's going to bring some kind of doom and gloom. So we get that where Superman's, they just have a montage of a lot of Superman helping out the people of Metropolis, and he saves this girl, Libby, little girl that got separated from her parents. I thought it was funny because the way he grabbed her and flew her up, I felt would have broken her arm. But that's just me overanalyzing. That's animation, so they probably just had to animate it that way. But I was just like, physics would say that the way in the fact that he's got to use some force to go up would probably snap her arm the way he was just holding it with one hand. But that's just me being me, over analytical. But so we get a lot of that, and Jimmy, his social media's blown up because of having interactions with Superman. So we get that little tidbit, and then Superman's going to save. He can hear the cries for help, I guess you could say, from Mist, who he knew from earlier episodes, and he felt like he was in danger. So he was searching for him, even though Mist is invisible. He knew that there was a visible person that was in panic or in danger that he was needing to help. So he chases him down and helps him, but in the midst of helping him, no pun intended, he causes a big truck, a delivery truck, or whatever, to wreck into him, trying to save him from being trying to save Mist from being hit by the truck. So the city people see that, and they see how Superman. So I thought it was a kind of quick turn. I mean, I didn't think the severity of what he did was that where I would feel like everybody would turn on him. But a lot of the city people saw that as him risking others' lives to save just one life. And we've seen that many, many times in comic books and other media. So, we saw that with the Avengers, where they felt like, in Civil War, where they felt like because they wanted to save a certain group of people, other people suffered. And you've seen it in Spider-Man, other comic book things, and anime and things of that nature. So I thought the turn was pretty abrupt, but yeah, a lot of city Metropolis people felt like Superman can't be trusted because he harmed other people just to save who I guess they consider as a criminal or bad guy in Mist. So Mist, and I know I said I wasn't going to do play by play, but I am. I guess I am. Mist, he's asking for help to find his sister. I don't know if she's a sister or friend. She's one of the. I think she's Silver Banshee. She's still stuck with the Task Force X, the general people. So Superman is like, I'm going to help you get her, and break her out. So they go near there. On their way, he's ambushed by all of the Task Force X people, Slade, Livewire, all those guys, Roughhouse, all those guys, Heatwave, and they have a fight. And some people are saying Superman should have, just dominated. But you have to understand this is early Superman, who is still hasn't honed all his abilities and skills. So there's going to be times, just like we saw in the Batman, where Batman, he's a martial artist. He had skills, but he was still getting beat up from time to time. And when you're getting triple teamed, quadruple teamed, quintuple teamed, if that's a word, even being Superman is you're gonna, it's gonna catch up to you having that many people. And plus is affected by the sparks, the lightning or whatever of Livewire. So that does, as we know, he's been hurt by stuff like that in the past. So that kind of that hurt him in a way that it stunned him so that others could jump in and do their damage. But in the end, he did wreck pretty much everybody. It was the fact that Parasite kind of got a hold of him and, infected him at the end where he was really stopped and really taken out. But otherwise, he ended up beating all of them by himself. And yeah, so the general captures him and tells him that he's saying he's a liability. He can't be trusted, and they need to get rid of him because of what's, I guess, on the horizon. So I'm sure that's going to play a part in Zero Day too. Zero Day was an event that happened in the comics. I don't know if they're taking everything literally over to translating over to the anime or the weekly series, but I guess this was a pretty good setup for what could be. I don't think they can fit all of that in 22 minutes in next week's episode unless they go straight into it and just are nonstop with it. It did end, and what we saw was the fact that in the multiverse episode, the last episode, Lois did play some scenes from the multiverse where Superman was a villain. So that's still kind of stuck in the back of her mind, and the fact that Vicky Vale and others are kind of seeing him in that way, I think some doubt is creeping into her. And plus, we got a cameo from who I believe will be Lex Luthor, and he was very much against Superman in that episode, and he was interviewed by Vicky Vale. So they're putting little tidbits in here to go into probably next season and even the next episode, and I guess into episode 10. We're not sure what's going to happen there. Could be where Lois and Clark just kind of break off. This has been all about their whirlwind love affair, or romantic, them getting together. So maybe something will happen that kind of breaks that off, and there's some sort of awkwardness between them, and they're got to build that back up in the upcoming season. So we'll see. But I thought this was a great episode. It flowed very well. You got a mix of some humor, some action, and some story advancement. I thought all of those were very well done. The animation was good in this episode, which has been good for the last probably 2-3 episodes. I thought it's been phenomenal. So it was once again phenomenal. The voice actor for Superman, I think, is a little. I like it, but he sounds a little overly nerdy sometimes when he's being Superman. I wish he'd kind of get a little more aggression in his voice, but that's just a little. I guess I'm just being a little nitpicky with that, but otherwise, I would give this episode a 10 out of 10. I thought it was phenomenal. Like I said, everything, all the boxes were checked. The animation, the story, the action, all of it was checked, and I thought it was a really, really good episode. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend you guys go back through the first 7 episodes into 8 and watch, as the series, not the series, ends. I think you should really give it a try and go back and watch those so you can see how it's going to eventually end in these next 2 episodes. So, hope you guys enjoyed this. Once again, 10 out of 10. Very much enjoyed it. If you're a fan of Superman, but even if you're a fan of just comic books and good animation, a cool story that's not hard to follow and it's not extremely convoluted, I'd watch it. Once again, it comes on at midnight on Thursdays / Friday morning. Comes on all day. After that, it is available on Max, formerly HBO Max. So if you're subscribed to that, check it out there. And if you don't have the subscription, you can check it out on Saturday nights on toonami / adultswim, where it comes on at midnight again. So check it out. Very good show. Really, I think it's a solid interpretation of young Superman. So I would highly recommend it. So check it out, and please return to the channel, like and subscribe. We have way more content to come. We have possibly some One Piece stuff coming, and I have some tier lists coming. So check out the tier list. I'm a live stream once again soon to do some Naruto and Dragon Ball villains. So check that out, and just hope you're enjoying the channel, and keep us, just check us out and help us grow. That's all we ask. And we're doing all of this for fun. So once again, thank you guys, and we'll be back very soon.